Greetings, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to I think this is going to be our third official episode of the Tea Time with the Blade Crew. Just want to welcome everybody. Well, you know, we got the Blade Crew stands for Laura, A for AJ, D for Donald, E for Elisa. We also have a new Facebook page. It is at Tea Time with the Blade Crew is our Facebook page. Please like our page. So far, we're doing pretty good. The page has only been out for a few days. And we also did set up an email address at the Gmail account here. We got the Blade Crew 2020 at gmail.com. And also, you can follow us on YouTube. It's Tea Time with the Blade Crew. So just want to say, go ahead and follow us. Give us a subscribe, a thumbs up, and a notification. This is May 9th, so we're still social distancing. We still got my co-hosts via Skype in their residential homes, and I'm wearing pants today. I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody else, but I certainly got my pants on. I got a little T-shirt on, so, you know, looks don't... It's radio. It's a podcast. What do you expect? So what's going on, guys?
Hold on. Before we go any further, you can't spell Blade without the B. The B is for Bax. You can't leave him out.
Oh, you forgot Bax's name?
Oh, jeez. I'm a moron. I'm a moron. You know. Okay, just to you know, I have notes in front of me on my iPad, and I typed in. I have everything I just mentioned, and I have the B, capital B, with the dash. Bax. Well, I skipped over that and went to Alpha Laura. Oh. Well, I'm sorry. Okay.
No, it's because you skipped my name last time. Remember?
Yeah, I know. I know.
Man.
Taking us out one by one.
Yo, Donald. I think I'm glad you caught that. I thought like my phone buzzed out or something like that. And I missed it. Like, yeah, my shit's skipping. I'm walking around the house. Let me go buy the fucking router.
Freaking AJ doesn't even know his own crew. Jeez. You know what? We've been doing this podcast for probably about a good month and a half between our demo shows and practicing. We never sat in front of each other ever since we started doing this. So, you know, we were sitting around at a table, I'd be looking around the room, but I have my notes here, and I'm sorry. I'm a jerk.
It's all good,
you.
man.
All right, let's...
I forgive you, too.
Okay, great.
I forget you.
Donald, how you doing, man?
I'm good, sir. How is everyone today?
Doing good. We got Laura on the line and Elisa. How you guys doing?
Good.
All right.
I'm doing great.
Good.
Got done working out.
Good. We just got back from Lowe's, and we just got a bunch of flowers for the backyard, and $300 later, and hopefully they're not going to die. Yeah.
Was that your idea to get
No.
flowers?
This is my wife's idea. So for Mother's Day, so I got to let her do what she wants to do, and keep my mouth shut. And just,
Mother's Day is every day. You should let her do whatever she wants every day.
and, well,
Yes.
we don't want to break the bank every day too. So
Write that in your iPad.
yeah, tell me about it. So who's here on Snapchat?
I like it for the filters.
The filters, yeah. Same thing with my wife. She likes the filters. So last week, I mean, I'm on Snapchat too, just for, you know, playing around the filters and, you know, see what else is going on out there. So, you know, when people say, we talked about this last week, is sort of like piggybacking off from last week. Do you remember last week we were talking about streaking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when somebody asks you to streak, you know, so I get a phone call from a particular person, and he says, "Hey, you better edit that out in your show from last week." I said, "What are you talking about?" And he was like, "No, you know, you mentioned about when people are just messaging you and they say they want to streak, and you find out they're, you know, under 18 years old, and you know, you just want to block them. You said you may want to edit that because you're going to get somebody knocking on your door." I said, "What are you talking about? I don't get it. Streaking." I was like, "No, streaking. Do you know what streaking is?" I said to to the other person on the phone. I'm not going to mention the person's name. And he says, "Yeah, it's like taking your clothes off and running through like a field naked." And I was like, no, that's not what streaking is. You got to get with the times. I'm older than you, so you need to know what streaking is. Streaking is when people ask you on such as Snapchat to send a selfie every day for like points. So you get people on the Snapchat saying, "Oh yeah, great, let's streak on a daily basis," and you rack up the points and all that stuff. So the bottom line is, know your current events, know your, know what's going on out there, pop culture wise. But yeah, I just thought that was just really funny that he told me to edit.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. When you said it last week, I felt like it sounded a little awkward my damn self. So listen, you just taught me something just now, brother. I'm
Okay,
not even
yes.
gonna lie to you. I'm like, yo, what the?
Wait, so you guys thought AJ was actually streaking?
Yeah.
And like nobody even brought it up. You just let him say it.
Yo, listen, bro. Listen, look.
So,
I didn't know what it meant, bro.
so I was a day years old when I found out that streaking meant something totally different than running naked in the field.
Exactly. I was this years old.
That's right, today years old.
So
That's funny.
our takeaway for today, streaking, when somebody says to streak, doesn't mean to run around butt naked and run through the field. It's mean to take a selfie or whatever picture and send it on Snapchat to the same person on a daily basis to keep your status or points, whatever the heck they do, these kids these days. But yeah, that was my little funny for the week.
Hysterical.
Speaking of like social media stuff, I'm on Reddit. I don't know. Are any of you guys on Reddit at all, or is it just me?
I like occasionally go on Reddit, but I don't have an account or anything like that.
Okay, so you know what it is, right? It's like you
Yeah.
have like subreddits, which are categories. I joined a category that said selfie, and I posted a selfie. It's very modest, just my face. And like, well, it showed my outfit. I just had like a regular outfit on. And I said, just got done working out. And immediately I get like all these pings of people messaging me saying I'm hot or whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then this guy is like, I have a proposition for you. Just tell me yes or no. So I'm like, well, what is the proposition? And he's like, just video chat me and I'll give you $300. And I was like, that's fucking good proposition. But I felt lazy. Like I was laying in my bed already, and I was like, I didn't put makeup on or anything. I was helping my kids. So I'm like, maybe I'll do it later. And then I messaged him and I was like, well, I'm helping my kids. And he's like, I'll give you $100 per kid that you have. So I'm like, that's an extra $300. That's $600. And I still said no. Do you guys think I'm crazy? Should I have done it? It's just a video chat.
Listen, that is like easy money.
I know. What is wrong with me? I'm going to message him again.
Regulate, is the offer still valid?
Probably expired.
I'll do it. No, he rage quit on me though, because he messaged me for like 2 days straight and I didn't respond. And then he goes, thanks for officially wasting my time.
Wasting
but
your
I
time.
never responded.
But you never committed to him, did you?
It has expired.
Wow. I mean, personally, I would never, say, hey, Laura, can you, video chat me? I'll give you $100 a minute. I never do that. Like, what it goes
Creepy
through?
voice.
Yeah, creepy people. Do you have much money to burn, or are they just going to take your, likeness and screenshot you and end up on some sort of adult website? I mean, you never know where that's going to end up being, and are they really good for the money?
Well, I would have made him give me the money first in my PayPal before I would have ever got on the video chat.
That's crazy.
That's how you do it.
Oh yeah, I definitely would have done that.
Okay, well, I learned something new again today. Wow. Okay, collect money
I'll let
first.
you guys know how it goes. I'll reach out to him.
Sort of like pay at the pump. Pay at the pump.
Right?
Okay, so we got a busy show today.
hysterical.
So, have you guys, hanging out at your house yet? Have you guys seen the Ben & Jerry's new flavor ice cream?
No, but I want any type of ice cream right now.
This one here is the Ben & Jerry's, and it's like potato chip flavor that they came out. So according to Yahoo Finance, this came out on the website here. It says Ben & Jerry's unlimited batch of ice cream happens to be being spotted in stores in the United States. The ice cream, with a partnership with Netflix baking show, is made with chocolate ice cream. Sounds good. Fudge. That sounds good. And potato chips. I'm not sure about that. But anyways, it's called Chip Happens. It's been purchased at places like Walmart and Target, so you have to check with your local supermarket, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. With the combination of ingredients, the ice cream is sweet, rich, and salty, and crunchy, all packed into a pint. You know what, guys? Good topic for next week. We should all somehow find this ice cream next week, and we should try it on the air.
I
Yeah,
would
really.
do that. I want to
Give
do
it a
that.
shot.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. But yeah, I mean,
I like the salty sweet
What
thing.
kind of ice cream?
It's chocolate.
Yeah, it's chocolate ice cream. It's by Ben and Jerry's. It's called Chip Happens, as in shit happens. But yeah, it's it's a little pint thing. It's got chocolate chips, and like potato chip flavor with the salt.
That's going to be a no.
That's gonna be a no for you.
No for you?
Yeah. I don't like my sweet and salt mix, so that's not going to happen. Now, if you say butter pecan, I'm with you.
Oh my god, I love butter pecan.
I'm not eating no ice cream that has potato chips in it. That's
So
right.
you won't even try it. Like you won't even.
That's right. I am not Mikey. I'm not Mikey. I don't try anything.
Okay. Let's hold up for a second.
I don't even eat dairy. So come on, Donald, you got to try it, bro.
Okay, I know what Donald was talking about.
Come on.
All right, Laura,
All right.
Bax,
I'll take one for the team.
and Elisa, do you know what that phrase? This is my and Donald's generation. What is that phrase that Mikey will like it and Mikey will try it?
Is this from the 1970s?
Yes, 70s and early 80s. What does that mean?
Goonies, right?
Nope. How about let's just take wild guesses here.
It's a world famous commercial.
It's a world famous commercial. Come on, Laura, do you know? Elisa, do you know what Mikey likes it?
Well, I mean, with that music, it's porn.
No!
Nah.
Come on!
No, it's a commercial.
In fact, I got the phrase wrong because in fact, Mikey hates everything. He won't eat it. He hates everything. Not that he does like everything. He hates everything.
Well, the suspense is killing me. All three of us don't know.
Wait. My son's in the other room. He heard me talking about it, and he's how old are you?
11.
You're 11. Okay. So, what is the phrase "Mikey likes it"? What commercial was that from when I was a little boy?
Life cereal.
All right, Life cereal.
Oh, it's one of those old cereal, the old people cereal
The old people cereal.
to prevent heart attacks.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like Wheaties. It's like Wheaties, right?
Yeah, Mikey likes it. Not Google it. YouTube it. Mikey likes it. Mikey likes cereal. It's this little kid. He's like, Mikey won't eat it. And he sits down and they put a bowl of cereal and they say, no, we don't think he's going to like it. And then he starts eating with his hand on his face. Chomp, 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 chomp. And he's like, Mikey likes it.
Now,
Do they still make that cereal?
Yes, they do.
They do. It's in Publix. I've
Let me
seen
tell you
it.
this right now. That commercial was so famous that they actually brought the kid Mikey back as an adult to see if he still liked it, and he still liked it.
That's hilarious. That reminds me of my kids. They say they don't like things, and then I watch them, and they actually like it, but they still keep pretending they don't like the food. I'm gonna show them that commercial.
That's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy. Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you, but it was. I just heard the confusion just coming out of ever since Donald said that. It's like, wait, Laura probably doesn't know. Elisa doesn't know. Bax doesn't know. We know now. We learned a lot of things today. We learned 3 different things: streaking. Mikey likes it. What was the other thing? Reddit, right?
You guys learned what Reddit is, and that I should accept $600 from now on.
Folks,
Yes.
this is a learning educational show. I guess we could change our topic on our search bar.
Yeah, instead of tea time, it's education time.
Yeah, so maybe next week we could try the ice cream on the show, and let's give her a
I
review.
mean, I personally like to dip my fries in like a shake. So I don't know if you guys like that, but I like the whole salty sweet
Okay,
thing.
so I was out drinking last night. You're making my stomach hurt.
Oh my God, it's not that bad.
Nah, unfortunately, I can't do ice cream anymore. I get sick on it. I used to be a walking fat bastard. I used to be over like 300 pounds, and I had gastric bypass a number of years ago, and like I'm 190 pounds now. And ice cream was one of my favorite staples, and man, it messes up my stomach. So anybody out there listening had gastric bypass or something similar to that, you definitely could relate to it.
Try the coconut milk ice cream. It's pretty good, and it's non-dairy.
Yeah, it's something about that type. I don't know. It just bothers me. Everybody's different, you know. I mean, I know somebody could eat candy and not get sick, and meanwhile, I could have like a piece of chocolate cake or something like that, and I just feel miserable. So
It's probably the sugar, bro.
yeah, it's the sugar. That's what it is.
Probably.
Because my stomach's like the
sugar.
size of an egg
Frozen
now.
yogurt.
So, but yeah.
But that's good.
stick
That
to
means you're
frozen
eating right.
yogurt.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And I'm just now like protein and, and I get some fruits and, too much sugar just bothers me.
So listen, if you got a sweet tooth, bro, look into agave. Or if you really want to start munching on stuff that's sweet, get you some dates, bro.
Dates. Okay.
Yeah.
No, agave is really good too. I use that.
Okay. Certainly we'll try that. So, all right. Well, that's my contribute for Ben and Jerry's. So what else is going on out there in the Blade Crew world we want to talk about?
Oh, I did want to bring up. Did you guys see? They called her in the news, not in the news, but in an article I read, a Covidiot, a COVID idiot.
Who?
This woman in Kentucky, she walked into a gas station. She was paying for, I'm assuming her gas, whatever, and she had a mask on like you're supposed to. But this one decides she's gonna cut a hole in her mask to expose her mouth and nose so that she can, and I quote, breathe better. And I was just like, wow. And they called her a Covidiot, and I thought that was pretty freaking clever.
Okay.
That's the new term.
It makes no sense.
For people.
It's like, what's the point of wearing it?
That name.
Yeah, we always have a morons in the news segment. That's my contribution
That's the
today.
contribution. That's right.
But you were saying, Don?
That term Covidiots applies to quite a few people in America.
I know, but I saw that, and I was like,
It's turned up
really?
in this pandemic.
But that lady, I'm like, if you're gonna do that to your mask, like, why? Why even wear it? Just don't wear it. Just take it off.
She's not the only one, man. I walked into Walmart and you see the people with the mask over their mouth but not their nose. It's like, doesn't it like go in your nose too? Like, why are you not covering your mouth and your nose? Like,
Yeah.
just take it off. Just take it off. There's no protection, bro. You're doing it for fashion at this point.
I don't wear a mask anymore. I just stay 6 feet away from people. But I saw this meme where this lady was protesting masks and she was like, my body, my choice. And then someone goes, so how do you feel about abortion? And then she was like, I'll never stand for abortion abortion. But I'm like, it's the same motto, my body, my choice.
Yeah, my body, my choice. Exactly.
Yeah.
She's a Covidiot. She's one of them.
Yeah.
Right. She's
They
one of
just,
the
oh my
Covidiots.
God, it's so funny. And the clerk was like, oh, that's a great idea. I really hope the clerk was being sarcastic. Like, I really, really hope he was being sarcastic, but oh my God. If not, we have another Covidiot in the making.
Exactly.
I don't know.
We have a Covidiot in the White House. Covidiot in chief.
True.
This is my first week back in the office, and they're making us wear masks. And I physically had to run out to my car and go out and get a little portable fan because I just hate breathing my own carbon dioxide. I'm full of freaking hot air, and it just like fogs up my glasses. I hate it. I really hate it. I don't know if you guys have experienced that.
There was a natural doctor talking about that. He was saying, like, if you're driving your car, don't drive in your car with your mask on because you'll go to sleep because of your own carbon dioxide. I never knew
Why
that.
would you though? Like, why would you
Yeah,
wear
I know.
your mask
Unless
in
you're
your
driving,
car?
unless you're driving for
Because
Uber.
sometimes people just don't. Yeah, people drive for Uber. Driving like
Oh,
DoorDash.
true.
You don't always want to take it off. Like you going somewhere from the next place. You got to take off your mask, take off your glasses. Like I wear glasses too sometimes. Take off your glasses, take off everything to put in your mask. We just gonna go from one place to the next. Keep the mask on. But I didn't know that you could pass out like that.
You can they said it that wearing it too long is really bad for you. And I'm wondering, like, could you, if you're sitting in a cubicle or something and you're not like that close to people, I feel like you guys shouldn't have to wear it. You know what I'm saying? Like you need time to breathe. As long as you're not coughing on people and you're washing your hands, I don't feel like you need to wear it.
I agree.
No,
That's just my opinion.
I didn't wear mine yesterday. I just practiced on social distancing. When I went to the restaurant, Shrimp Boat, like they were letting us eat in the restaurant. Like they're starting to open stuff back up slowly, and they space everybody out, But there is a little fear though, because I was in a restaurant and I just heard some all the way by the bar. I heard somebody like sneeze like loud as hell, and it made me nervous. Like it's a regular human function. But just hearing this person sneeze, I looked up like if you're in the jungle, you're like a gazelle and you hear like the lion coming, you ever that little look? Like that's like, it was like one of those looks, like what the hell? Who's sneezing?
So you were the gazelle.
Yeah, I was the gazelle. So I'm looking crazy, like, who the fuck sneezing?
It's the line over there.
Crazy.
So-
Instead of saying God bless you, you're just gonna get dirty looks if you sneeze.
I know.
But sneezing
Yeah, that's a
isn't,
fact.
that's not a symptom though. So, because I sneezed one time at the store and everyone stopped and stared at me. It was like a movie out of like, it was like a scene out of a creepy movie where everyone stared at me. So I backed away slowly and I left the store. I got in my car and drove home.
Listen, I sneezed in my house, and my mom wanted me to go into the garage.
Wow.
So
Did you
yeah,
comply?
no, I was like, I'm fine, thank you.
COVID messed us up.
It
man.
does. It does. The new way of life now. You know, as I mentioned earlier in the show, we're on Skype, so everybody turned their cameras off, and then I'm the only one that's probably you guys see me, and I'm looking at myself, man, I'm real excited about Monday. I don't know about anybody else on this show. I'm excited about Monday. Hair salons, nail salons are opening back up, and I'm going to get
Did you
my
make an
haircut.
appointment?
Well, I'm going to wait till...
Yeah, it's gonna be a frenzy.
It's going to be a frenzy. I know. Probably like first thing Monday morning, I'm going to try to start making phone calls and get it.
You're gonna be stuck in a very long line. It's gonna be like a themed park.
Seriously.
I'm sure it's going to be appointment only, but it's, a long line of people ahead of me in the appointments. I know. So I'm sitting here looking at my monitor like, where's everybody? I just hear them, you know?
Bro.
But yeah, I'm looking at my...
That's why we turned it off, because our hairs are messed up.
Okay, well, I'm going to turn my camera off.
Listen,
There
it's
we go.
opening back up for you. It's opening back up for you. I get my hair cut on the black market, bro. So I'll be getting my hair cut.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the flow beat, right? In the middle of your
Oh,
driveway.
but they have hair salons on the black market. That's true. It's like Walmart, right?
Yeah.
No, it's like somebody's garage with a mask on. Y'all cut your
Oh, you
hair.
see.
Like my barber cuts in the Brandon Mall at Swift Cuts. But he didn't let this virus stop him. Yo, bro, we in the garage. We got the mask. He got his mask on. We lit. We taking temperatures before we get our haircuts, and we moving on about our day. That's how we moving.
Oh wait, they took your time. Wow, they're serious.
Yeah, really.
They do that every morning before I get into the office. One of the managers takes the temperature off of us, and they put a little sticker on our ID swipe cards and make sure, it's like every day is a different color. And yeah, they'll send your ass home if you got a fever. So
Right.
pretty
That's
crazy
good.
stuff.
That's honestly gonna be our new normal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like COVID's gonna go away.
No.
So this is gonna be our new normal.
Yep. I
I'm
totally
not
agree.
mad at some of the new normals though. Some of the new normals are kind of cool and they give you discipline as a human. Like I got a lot
Yeah.
of discipline. I got a lot of discipline from COVID that I didn't have individually, like that I needed. You know what I'm saying? So COVID,
Yeah.
there was a lot of good takeaways from this pandemic.
And hopefully people will now start to wash their hands.
Oh, I know. Everybody should be doing it anyways.
Yeah.
Should
But
have been
Max,
washing
what
hands.
discipline have you learned from the COVID-19?
A lot of discipline that I learned from COVID-19 was just follow your dreams. Like I went to California, pumped out a whole EP, money. Like I jumped in Forex, I'm doing Forex right now. I got my own little online business. It's like move forward, dog. Time waits for no man. We never know what tomorrow's gonna bring. So, like I feel like COVID put like the fire under my tail. Like I'm trying to do everything. I got real estate. I'm riding around looking for foreclosed homes. Like I'm doing so much right now. Like and this COVID pandemic was like the fuel to that. You feel me? Like so I took the good out of this thing, man. It was scary. And I don't, my little cousin had it. There were some people I know that didn't make it, but I took the good from it, man. You got to keep going no matter what we're going through.
We got to adapt.
Gotta keep going.
We can't bow down.
I like what you said because I started getting into stocks and I actually took the dive and invested in a bunch because now I have the time to sit at home and research. So I've been doing that. And I've been working out and I almost have my summer body. So I never thought I was going to get it. But then today I woke up and looked in the mirror and I'm like, wow, I look amazing. So it's working.
Like all my homies back home are like from the blocks and like they say like COVID showed the people that could do a bid and the people that can't do a bid. Like I got a lot of friends that did multiple years in jail and stuff like that. And a lot of times when people come home from jail is when they their best selves. They physically fit, they got their six pack going on and stuff like that going on. But there's some people who don't do good in jail. I feel like COVID showed the people who could actually do good in jail if they had to go to jail. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I think it's, I like what you're saying, but I don't think it's the jail thing. I think it's who can do good when they're stuck at home. And some people will just like wallow in their sadness and be like, oh man, I miss going out. But some people will take that opportunity of like having nothing to do and create something. You know, some people will create a good life no matter what. And that's
isolation.
What COVID does. Right.
Isolation created a lot of great people who got a lot of great things, man.
Yeah, it separates the people that can actually survive versus people that just kind of give up.
Did you guys hear about the Nike healthcare shoes that actually is going to be donated down to hospitals?
That's awesome. I read a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this came out of CNN Business. The mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, I guess that's how you pronounce his name, tweeted his appreciation for the sportswear company. Thank you for so much supporting the frontline workers, he wrote on Monday. Hospitals across Europe, including Barcelona, London, Paris, and Belgium, will receive an additional 2,500 pairs of sneakers. So apparently these shoes are it's led by by Nike. So these shoes are like meant for like actual hospitals. They're like slip resistant, and your feet could breathe, and you could be on them for like 12, 13 hours in a shift. And they look pretty comfortable, to be totally honest with you. I don't know if you guys saw a picture of it, but they look pretty good.
I didn't see a picture, but I think it's amazing that they're doing it. And
yeah, really,
the frontline nurses and doctors need something. Like, you know, they've been working so hard. Just give them something.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's amazing.
You know, speaking of something, this just triggered my memory. I don't know if you guys saw the news report. The mayor, they're going to be charging those volunteers that flew up to or went up to New York to volunteer at or work at the hospitals and everything for this COVID-19. And supposedly, from what I understand, I don't have the news report in front of me. If you guys remember when I was talking about this past week, they're going to start charging them the state or city income tax just for going up there to volunteer to work up there. And, you know, I know New York is like $13 billion in the hole, but seriously, I mean, is that going to really make it or break it to collect the tax on those extra volunteers that came up there? I don't know how many volunteers. We'll say even like
I blame the federal government. I'm sorry, because they've been asking for help from the federal government, and they're not giving it to them because they said it's up to New York, and New York can't do it. And they said the governor said that they need help from the federal government to fund everything. And the federal government is saying that it's their responsibility, yet they're calling it a national emergency. So if they can't help volunteers and help feed them, then shouldn't the federal government step in and give them more money to be able to help volunteers? I think they're just doing that because they have no other option. They have no money to pull from.
No, I totally agree. You know, I mean, yeah, they have to help out in a way, but you know, just thinking like, all right, you know, if my wife is in the medical field and she, you know, was summoned to go up to, you know, New York to help out for X amount of time. And I think the state law is, or the city law, whichever it is you have to work more than 14 days. I don't know if it's 14 business days or is it actual days, as 7 days a week to before they could start collecting tax, or you have to file a tax or pay the tax, whatever the situation is. But, you know, I mean, seriously, you know what? I'm just very happy that we have people that are willing to do that. And you know what? I don't know what a nurse makes, to be honest with you. I really don't. But if they're flying up there on their own, you know, away from their own families and friends, et cetera, why tax them additionally? You know, I don't know.
Think they should tax.
It's not going to break the bank, you know, for the X amount of workers. You know, even just 5,000 extra volunteers that went up there for argument's sake. Is it really going to bring the $13 billion in their deficit down? Maybe it'll bring it down $500,000 to $1 million. Maybe. I just think it just kind of pissed me off. You know, that's why I'm glad.
They can't afford to be in any more debt. Like,
I know.
They can't pile on more debt.
They can't, absolutely.
So they need help.
But, you know,
I think
there's other ways.
And taking care of the volunteers is costing them money. So I think that's why they're like, okay, we don't have any money to pull from. But it's almost like, I feel like they don't want to do it, but they're forced to because they don't know where to get money from.
Anything could be done. Anything could be done.
I hope so. Maybe they can raise money, because I really, really do blame our federal government for saying that it's up to the states to take care of themselves and then picking and choosing which states. By saying they're not going to help blue states, but they'll help red states. We're the United States.
Right.
They should have been
Especially New York, that's getting hit the worst.
I don't know. I just feel that, if you're volunteering and helping out and you're from Florida or Georgia or wherever, you shouldn't have to pay that extra, income
Right.
tax. In my eyes, I just feel that you're already
My eyes-
risking.
I mean, no, you definitely shouldn't have to, but it's like their hands are tied.
Yeah, their hands are tied, and maybe the health agencies such as Advent Health or Baycare, whatever the hospital chain that you're from, maybe they'll just give them an extra stipend to cover that tax. Hopefully that's the right thing to do, but who knows? I mean, but still, I don't think it's right in my eyes because it's not going to change anything. It's not going to pull that $13 billion out of the hole. It's not going to do it. But
Maybe are they doing it for sure, or are they just saying that that's what they're going to do?
I think it's for sure, but I haven't really
Well,
followed
they're
up.
going to have to pay they're going to have to pay the state tax. But remember this: if you're from a state that, say you're from Florida and you go there and you pay that state income tax, here's the great thing: you'll probably get that money back because you have to file taxes anyway. So it's just, that's just part of the system. There, you can't. You can make an exemption, but why make an exemption? Just pay the state tax, go back home, get it back.
That's a good way of looking at
Hopefully,
it.
look, yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to look at it from that perspective as well.
Yeah, because I don't think it's done maliciously.
Right. It's not
Yeah,
done.
no, it's definitely not done maliciously.
But that's part of the structure. If you go out of state to work, like us from Florida, see, we're spoiled.
Yeah.
Bottom line, we don't do state income tax. Well, I mean, we do it, but we do it in terms of paying for every single thing you get, a permit, any kind of ticket, our license costs so much. But if you say I'm from Florida and I go to New York and work for 6 months, I'm going to pay that state income tax. Now, when it's time to file taxes, I'll get that money back. And the same rule applies for those healthcare workers who volunteer to go up there. They're essential workers, and we understand it's a pandemic, but it's still they're working and they're getting paid. And remember this: if they're getting paid in New York, they're getting paid a little bit more, or maybe even substantially more.
I hope
than
hopefully more.
if they're getting paid in Florida.
Yeah, I hope so, because Florida does not pay very well.
So much more, so they're getting paid a lot more. So yeah, you got the answer to that. And then when income tax time comes, they'll get that money back.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good way to look at
I
it.
hope they do the right thing. Yeah, because I know, the cost of living in New York is just crazy expensive up there.
Oh
It
yeah.
really is. Oh,
I mean, most of us are here from New York, and most of us, agree to that. So
So to go along with that topic, the president is deciding to disband the COVID-19 task force. Do you guys think we're out of the water yet? I mean, do you?
oh no.
no, I don't
I
think so.
just saw an article that says some of the White House people are getting COVID, are getting positive tests back.
Oh yeah,
I
somebody.
was
So
excited
some
about that.
of the White
Maybe
House
out of the water.
workers, like,
A president's
if
personal
they're
aide.
getting COVID, we're definitely not out of the waters.
Yeah.
I saw a news article that said President Trump got lava mad. I saw like 4 articles that said that term, so I guess he said it. But he got lava mad because somebody in his group close to him, I forgot who it was, maybe somebody that like drives him around, I can't remember, got COVID-19 and now he's pissed off and
Yeah,
he's like all confused.
A military personal aide, the one that serves him his drinks and helps him pick out his clothes, just a person that's really involved in the East Wing, got the COVID-19 virus. Then a couple of days later, the vice president's personal aide got tested positive for the COVID-19 virus.
Oh no, it's
I have
happening.
I have a tweet right in front of me, and it says Ivanka Trump's personal assistant tests positive. And for those that don't know, Ivanka is Trump's daughter, one of his daughters.
Right.
So her personal assistant tested positive for COVID-19.
You know what? Who knows?
So
Even
what-
the president even got it.
What do y'all think about Fauci, though? They said, do y'all think that's conspiracy, or do you feel like that's real that they said Fauci funded Wuhan?
Wait,
I
what?
don't know. I've heard so many things.
There's this lady named her name is Judy Mikovits or something like that.
Oh, I saw that video. Yeah.
But it was going around that she said that Dr. Fauci was one of the ones who actually funded the lab in Wuhan where coronavirus supposedly came from.
They're calling that the plandemic, and people are saying it's a conspiracy theory, and they've also debunked her a little bit. So I'm not really sure which way to go. I don't want to completely say Fauci is guilty or whatever. And I don't want to say I completely support him because I really don't know these people. But there's a lot of people that have said that she is not trustworthy also. So I don't know. I have to do more research on that.
Yeah, I'm not
So
sure.
there's just so many stories and theories out there that it's a rabbit hole that if you go under, you don't even know what to believe anymore.
This COVID-19 is definitely a game changer for everything that's out there.
But what's your take on it, Bax, on that lady?
I mean, they did give her a gag order. She did go to jail for 5 years, I think. Her interview seemed like she knew what she was talking about. I did see some other stuff where Dr. Fauci was known to have blocked like some HIV isolations.
I
heard that too.
So I kind of believe this lady. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think she's a quack. I believe that this lady has some truth to what she's saying. And everybody call her an anti-vax person, but she clearly says she's not anti-vax. She's just anti-harmful vax. And I've seen from firsthand what harmful vax can do to people. I've seen kids get autistic. I've seen kids kids turn autistic. I've seen kids get epilepsy like weeks after their vaccine. So I do know that there are nanoparticles in some of these vaccines. And I do know that if you have a certain type of insurance, they go to a certain refrigerator to get the vaccine that your insurance is paying for. So I don't know, man. It's a lot of stuff out here. And Aristotle is one of the guys who spoke about population control years ago. And I do believe that some of these higher ups are taking on some of his ways of governing this world. I do believe that they believe in population control. There was a video with Bill Gates talking about population control. I don't know if it was a real video. It was Bill Gates talking. It was his voice. I do know that they do have ways to manipulate videos where they can make it seem like somebody's saying something that they're not. But there's a video where Bill Gates actually talking about population control and that we need to lower the numbers of the people on the earth because it's going to be overcrowded. So I don't know.
That is a big concern, though. Population control is a big concern. It's not like a conspiracy. So I know that's true. I just don't know if people are actually, I don't think people are that organized that well to be able to come up with a lot of these conspiracies. I just don't think we have the organization capable to do that. But
so I don't know. I just think the truth gets out and there's somebody that fights it. So I just feel like it's really InfoWars. Like you're somebody really has the truth, then you have somebody that wants to debunk the truth, then you have somebody that wants to debunk them. Mm-hmm. So everybody's confused. So I just look at everything as face value and I just try to look for the meaning and look for, the truth, my own, and just take what I want to say. Okay, she has some great things that she's saying, or, this person is speaking that I understand that, just prepare yourself for everything, man.
So you're open.
You got to be open. You can't be an ostrich with your head stuck in the sand. You're gonna get blindsided.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Have you guys heard about the murder hornets?
Oh God.
The murder hornets.
That is one creepy looking bug.
Have you guys watched the movie The Fly?
No, I've never seen it.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh, okay.
And the new one.
Wait, what, Donald?
I saw the old Fly and the new Fly. I think it's I've seen all three.
I didn't know there was a new one. I saw the old one with Jeff Goldblum or whatever.
That's a new one. There's another one before that.
Well, that reminds me of the murder hornets. I've actually done a lot of research on it because it intrigued me. But remember how we were talking about 2020, the year of the apocalypse? We have the plague, which is COVID-19. Sorry, I'm not making light of it. We have UFOs. The Navy released it, and we have murder hornets, and it's a big deal. So murder hornets are these really large hornets that grow up to 2 inches long. Like, that's huge.
They're huge.
Yeah, they're native to Asia, but they hitchhiked over here on somehow they got here. That's what they're saying. They're very aggressive. They wipe out entire bee colonies within hours. they do this thing called slaughtering, where they have these little claws right near their head, and they decapitate the honeybees like crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister saw a video, and it was just a bunch of decapitated honeybee heads. But
So
that's
are people going to buy up all the wasp spray now? Let me go get some right now.
Oh god.
So they do that. It's called their slaughter. But over in Asia, the honeybees have learned how to protect themselves. They do this thing called a bee ball. So when a hornet comes into their nest, they surround the hornet and they flap their wings really, really fast to create heat. And they basically cook the hornet alive. The bees live and the hornet dies. But now that
That's pretty badass.
yeah, it's awesome. But now that the hornets are here in America, our honeybees don't know how to do that because we've never had a predator like that before. So they're killing, if they do colonize, they'll kill our bees. And the reason why it's so dangerous for us is because bees pollinate 1/3 of our crops here in America. So if they without the bees, we are going to lose 1/3 of our food production, basically, is what they're saying. And another thing about the murder hornets is they deliver 7 times the poison as a regular honeybee, and they can sting you multiple times. So they are deadly to people. They can pierce a beekeeping suit, and 50 people a year in Japan die from murder hornets. So it's like the apocalypse. Like, I'm just letting you guys know. Just be prepared. I'm buying my Mad Max outfit.
Did you guys see that guy?
Did you just say that 2020 is like Jumanji?
Yeah.
It's our real life Jumanji.
Did you guys see the Simpsons show that came out with the killer bees and the pandemic? Like,
oh yeah, they've like predicted a bunch of stuff.
Wait,
Are they
what
really
show?
predicting
I didn't see it.
they're the Simpsons.
The Simpsons. That show has predicted a lot.
You were right. Who is the writer of The Simpsons?
Mac
I don't know.
Groening
He's
or
a
something like
scary
that.
guy.
I'm not sure. I think it's, how do you say his last name? Mac Groening? Groening? I think he's the
Yeah.
writer.
I don't
Or like the
know.
executive producer or something like that. But yeah, did you see the video that's floating around? Some guy caught, I don't know where he's from or where he was, but he caught one of those murder hornets and stung himself, and just showed the repercussions of getting stung by one of those
Oh my
things.
god, no.
Yeah.
He let his.
What
he let
happened
his
to him? Did he die?
No.
He let the murder hornet bite him. No, he didn't die, but he said one murder hornet sting couldn't kill you, but 40 could.
It's extremely painful.
It is possible because the thing is the beekeepers have their suit on to protect them from bee stings.
Yeah.
But if they
go
can't
through
protect themselves from a hornet sting while they're trying to protect the beehives, I don't even know if we have poison to protect us either from the murder hornets. They haven't said that we have any pesticides. So it is kind of dangerous. Like, I hope they don't ever colonize, sorry.
That's gonna be crazy.
It is. It's
ridiculous.
It can affect the food population, and I love a good salad, and good vegetables and fruits and all that stuff, and bees also help with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why it's always a big deal when they say the bee population is dying off. It's a big deal because that'll affect a lot of things.
Well, it's not only the food though. It's not just the plants. It's the plants that feed the animals that we use for our food as well. There's honeybees are like essential to an entire ecosystem. So if you wipe out honeybees, they're saying that we could essentially starve as a nation.
Possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Possibility. Speaking of vegetables and fruits and food and all that stuff, locally here in Florida, and I think in California, and I think there are a couple locations of Texas and Denver area, Sweet Tomatoes, that buffet salad restaurant, or soup plantation, as people in California know about it. They're actually closing up all like 97 stores, and apparently, there's a few here. There's I think one over in Dale Mabry in Tampa is the Sweet Tomatoes.
Yeah,
There's a couple in Carrollwood, but that's one of my. I like salad, so I'm gonna miss it. But they're closing up all their stores because it wasn't because of the killer bees and killer wasp and whatever else is out there. It's because the CDC's guidelines for buffets. Now it makes me wonder, what about the other buffet restaurants, like especially in Las Vegas? I mean, I think that's like the capital of buffets out there, But did you guys hear anything?
Wait, what's happening? What's happening with the buffets? Are they closing?
They're considering closing down all buffet style restaurants and eateries, just because of the right. So that means Golden Corral, I don't know what they're gonna do about cruise ships, but Golden Corral and how they do the buffets at the casinos, they are seriously considering shutting all of that down because of the coronavirus. Yes.
Okay, unpopular opinion. I think it's good because buffets are gross. People
Oh yeah, they are.
people should serve you your food because I personally don't like knowing that other people's
Right. You got a lot of slobs out
hands
there.
and their germs fall onto the food and then you're like all getting it from there. That's just my opinion. So thank you, COVID-19, for that. Have people serve us.
I don't know.
Nah, Golden
As long as
Corral
you
is
get
all right, man.
As long as you can get much food as you want, I don't care who serves it.
Right, exactly. Do away with buffets. That's so
I don't
2019.
I don't want to die eating like that, but I don't want nobody to say, okay, now because we don't have buffets anymore, you can't get as much as you want. Because that's the whole purpose of going. I want to get as much as I want.
Exactly.
Yeah, do as much as you want, but we'll serve you. That's better.
Yeah, like cafeteria style. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know
Yeah.
why, like, for example, sweet tomatoes. I don't know why they didn't go into that type thing. If I want more salad, yeah, be happy to get more salad. Or cruise ships. I mean, cruise ships are known for their buffets, God, I mean, I've been on so many cruises and I look forward to that. I mean, I can't eat as much anymore, but that's one of my favorite things, trying different type of foods out there and not worry about, paying for it and wasting it and all that stuff. So, especially on a cruise ship.
Well,
The cruise industry itself is being affected,
yeah.
terribly.
It is. Yeah. It's
Oh, I love cruises and I miss them.
Elisa, which cruise have you been on lately?
I've been on Carnival. That's the only one I've been on, and I love it. It was so much fun, and it was really nice. So yeah, and I just miss smelling the nice the nice ocean air, and just it's so calming.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've been on Royal Caribbean and Carnival, and I love Royal Caribbean. I'm willing to try the other ones, but I'm afraid. I want to become a loyal sailor for each particular company. But the more times you sail, the more points or status symbol or whatever it is you move up to get all the free good perks and all that stuff. So I'm a little bit, I still want to try MSC and all the other, Princess Cruise Lines and whatever else is out there. But Royal Caribbean has I love the big ships like the Oasis class. Those are great. You should certainly give those ships a try, Elisa. They're amazing.
Who even knows when we'll be able to with all this
I know.
craziness?
Sad. It's
I never been on no cruise besides Starlight, where you can go on there for a couple hours.
Oh, that one was
if you like Starlight, you probably like cruises. Man, that's
okay, so I know we don't have a lot of time left, but we all would be remiss if we don't take a few moments to discuss the Ahmaud Arbery case and the ramifications that it's having throughout the country. We actually had a lot of serious news, but this kind of takes the cake. Anybody that doesn't know who Ahmaud Arbery was, he was a young man in Georgia who was out jogging in the neighborhood, and he was chased by two white men, and they accused him of looking like someone who fit the description of a robbery suspect. They accosted him. They surrounded him and accosted him, and they pulled out shotguns and they quote unquote called themselves trying to make a citizen's arrest. Well, the young man who was unarmed was fearing for his life, and he tried to defend himself, and he wound up being killed by these two guys. This happened, I think, in February.
yes.
And because the news of the pandemic and the coronavirus was so prevalent, it didn't get a lot of traction. Well, the video surfaced here in late April, and it shows in graphic detail the young man getting killed and the outcry for justice out, and how the two men that killed him were not charged. They were able to walk free from February until the beginning of May, when, because the video was shown, they were finally arrested and charged. It has come out lately that the third person, the person that filmed the video, was actually part of the two men. They all went out as a crew to do this on purpose. It's also been reported that there were no crimes committed or reported that day in that neighborhood at all. So the two men that are directly related to killing Mr. Arbery have been charged and have been arrested and have been denied bond. However, the father, because they were father and son, the father has close ties to the governor of Georgia. He was a former police officer and a former investigator. He has good relationships with law enforcement. He has good relationships with, like I said, the governor. And he has a lot of support on social media. It's both father and son. Meanwhile, they have a lot of, I stand with Ahmaud rallies and marches, people running, doing 2.3-mile marathons, trying to raise funds for Ahmaud's family. And I just want to see if I can get everybody's take on how this is affecting you and what you think about the situation.
So I think this situation was crazy. You feel me? This young man lost his life for no reason. But for me, right, I feel like the judge that didn't even take this case serious, right? The judge who just said, oh, it's self-defense, they need to be charged for an accessory to murder for a fact, because it took for the case to get raised up. It took for this public outcry for them to even take the case serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is crazy to me. Like, this case, the judge just let it go. Now, I don't know when the video surfaced, but the friend put the video in an online hate group, right?
Online hate group, that's correct.
So he was thinking, oh, it's gonna be between us, blase, 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 but it wasn't. Somebody in that hate group, infiltrated that group and leaked it. So I'm thankful for the person that was in that hate group that leaked that video, because had that man not leaked that video, we probably wouldn't be talking about this story today. You know what I'm saying? They probably would be getting away. They probably would have got away with it. They wouldn't be sitting in jail right now with no bond. And I'm thankful that they sitting in jail with no bond. You feel me? Now, people want them to, go to jail for the rest of their life. I'm hoping that somebody in that jail do the same thing to them that they did to that man. I'm hoping that somebody get to them dudes. I hope I'm not sounding crazy for that, but like, there's certain jails where you go in that jail, you don't make it out. I don't want to see them make it out that jail, and that's just a fact.
Well,
that's how I feel about it.
You're just really passionate about it, just like the rest of America is. I learned
facts 100%.
Yeah, I learned.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't mean to cut you off, Laura, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Those guys should never have made it to jail, and this is why I say that. This is kind of going off rails, but a little bit, but it's gonna bring everything back together. I don't know if you guys know the rapper The Baby.
Yeah.
Okay, the rapper The Baby went to Georgia and made a video. While he was making that video, a group of thugs came on his video shoot asking him, did he sign a permission slip to come into the neighborhood and shoot a video?
Right.
Hey, you could take that same energy that you use to go and bother a rapper who's trying to make money, a black rapper at that. Take that same energy to that neighborhood where those two white guys killed that young innocent black man.
Right.
That man said those two guys to me never should have made it out of the neighborhood. They never should have got arrested.
Never should have made it.
They never should have. There should be two sets of videos. One showing them killing that guy, and another one showing them getting killed. That's just my personal opinion. Because the same energy that we take towards hating on each other and killing each other, we need to take towards the people that are killing us, without cause and without reason. But we don't do that. We march and we cry and we want justice. No, I want another kind of justice. And that,
but you know what? It's not even the people that march and cry, though, Donald, because the people that march and cry, they probably not even about that life. So let them march and cry. We're talking about the people that's about that life.
That's about that life. Exactly.
The one that's shooting shit up. You feel me? That's rolling through hoods, shooting people on live and letting people have it that look just like them. The people, the same type of people that shot me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them same type of people. They the ones that need to be riding on those type of people that's taking us out. You feel me? That's how I look at it, bro. Like, I don't look at it no other way, bro. These people out here with all type of guns on social media and all type of this and all these crazy cities and shit like that. You know what I mean? Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? Those crazy cities, Chicago, New York, Cali, like, these people supposed to be riding on them type of people if that's what it is.
Right, if that's what it is.
If that's what it is.
But here's the thing. A news crew went out to that neighborhood to try to shoot a story. And when they went out there to try to shoot a story, the whole neighborhood start firing their guns in the air. Did you guys see that?
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I
That's
didn't
right.
see that. So is that neighborhood a predominantly white racist neighborhood? And I don't want to put white and racist together, but they seem like they're extremely racist. That neighborhood.
They were sending a clear message to the news crew, and I think it is a predominantly white neighborhood. I don't want to say racist because I don't want to label everybody, but clearly there's something going on in that neighborhood. If you send out a man to go with you and film you killing another man, that's premeditation. That's a hate crime. Georgia is one of 4 states that don't have a hate crime law.
Yeah, I read about that.
So they can't get charged with a hate crime, but they can be federally charged with a hate crime if the Department of Justice chooses to take it up.
And I hope they do.
Right, and they as well they should. You got to think about 3 DAs refused to take the case because of their relationship with the killer. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the guy is so connected. That's what worries me.
I was gonna say because you were talking about the governor. Basically, the cops that showed up they were going to arrest the cop in the Sun, the ex-cop in the Sun, but they got a call from the DA who blocked them because the DA was friends with him and he used to work under the DA. I forgot her name. She's always squinting in her pictures. So she did block the arrest based on her relationship with him. So she should be held accountable as well. All she did was recuse herself from the case.
Right.
She never got charged with tampering with a case, which I feel like that's criminal. And then another thing is he had a prior relationship with the victim. Gregory McMichael had been investigating Ahmaud Arbery when Ahmaud was in high school, because I guess he might have brought a weapon or something like that. So he was investigating him, and he already had in his mind that this young man was a criminal. So I feel like that affected his choice in killing him. Thirdly, a friend of mine watched the video. I use the term friend loosely. A person on Facebook watched the video, and he was like, oh, he only got shot after he charged or bum rushed the guy with a gun. And I'm like, it's fight or flight. Not everybody runs away. Because you can say the stand your ground law applies to Ahmaud as well. If someone is holding a gun towards you, don't you have the right to defend yourself as well? Why should you get shot for defending yourself?
He only got shot because the gun was pointed at him. Well, why are you pointing a gun at me?
Right. The gun should have never been pointed at him in the first place.
And honestly, it's your instinct, like that whole fight or flight. It's not something that you have control of. It's just your first instinct that happens. Either you run away or you try to confront whatever is trying to hurt you. It's instinct. So his instinct was probably to try to bum rush them.
Yeah, to fight for his life, just like Trayvon Martin, because the same law could have been applied to Trayvon when they were like, oh, well, he should have ran away or backed off. Not everybody runs away when you have a weapon pointed at you. Some people will fight because they are defending their lives. Like, a lot of women will run. They say it's like it could be a gender role, not all the time, but not all people run. And it really bothers me that they're saying the only reason why he was shot was because he bum rushed the guy. The guy already had the weapon pointing at him.
Right. And then we don't know what was going on prior to the video with their friend, their accomplice show. You know what I'm saying? There could have been a whole other altercation. There could have been some taunting. There could have been some, some type of, that went on, some type of interaction that went on before the shooting. So we don't know we don't know what happened before they killed this man. But what I do know is that these guys are getting a lot of support. And they're getting love, and they're getting like GoFundMes and shit like that. They even had a Facebook page of what supported them. But guess what, though? There's so many people that infiltrated this Facebook page, right? And we jumped in this Facebook page last night, right? And I'm scrolling through this page thinking like, okay, it's just going to be a hate page. They're going to be racists in there. Just prepare for the racists, prepare for everything that's going on and stuff like that. And prepare for everything that's going on. So what's going to happen is it's like there were people in there that were actually not racist. There were people in there that was like really showing a lot of love, and there was people of all different cultures that was showing a lot of love, where the racist people got mad. Let's start another page. We need to start another page. Just being infiltrated. Yeah, it's being infiltrated. Yeah, we infiltrating this page. You feel me? But it showed me that, you know what, situations like this, it can definitely add fuel to the fire, and create race wars and create tension. Like I noticed, like, just being out and about, when there's something on the news or in the media that's creating tension between white and black people, everybody's in their defense mode. I don't know if y'all noticed that, like, especially people that like might carry themselves like the Michaels and stuff like that, like, you know, with that same type of vibe. You know, everybody's in defense mode, even if they're not racist. You know what I'm saying? So the media is a big fuel, and it starts stuff. It starts a lot of stuff. So, but just to see that group and jump in that group and see that there's a lot of people that, you know, that's not really with that shit, whether they white or they black, you know, that kind of made the situation like, okay, we're getting somewhere. But the media fuels a lot of shit, and there is a lot of hate out there. There's a lot of hate out there, but we gotta keep moving forward, though. You know what I'm saying? And we gotta talk about the situation at hand as they happen and try to keep them from happening.
I like that you
One
brought
thing
up
we
that.
have to do that nobody mentioned, our police officers need to be better. Our police force needs to be better. It should not have taken 3 months to arrest these guys. It just shouldn't have. And the only reason they arrested them was because the video went viral. Like, everyone was talking about it. Celebrities, politicians, everybody. Everybody was calling for their arrest, and then the cops were like, fine, we'll arrest them. It shouldn't have done that. Cops need to start protecting everybody. They need to start doing their jobs and arresting criminals.
Was the video
I
out?
was gonna say, though, it's more the DA, because the cops they really did want to arrest them. I think it's more of a higher level. I think it's the people above the cops that give the order to arrest or to not arrest. And that's where it fell through. And it fell through at the court level, because even after they made inquiries about it, they just never pushed it forward. They never pushed the case forward. So basically, the only reason why these guys got rearrested or arrested was because of the court of public opinion. And that is a very powerful thing.
Was the video out prior to when it first happened? It all of a sudden it came out, and then that's when they arrested him, or was the video out and
The idiot that made the video, he posted it on his hate groups, and that's how it got out, because he's a moron.
The person that leaked the video was actually the attorney of Gregory McMichael. So he leaked the video because he wanted it to be transparent, because he thought that it would be a better defense for the McMichaels, but it backfired. So their attorney did the world a service by leaking it. Yeah. But I wanted to go back to the Facebook group. In the Facebook group, I was in there, and there was a lot of racial division at first. So what happened was, some people were posting like a lot of like black love, which was great. And then they were saying like how black don't crack. And they were saying like, let's post pictures of black people to try to promote black love. Then some people were saying, they're like, hey, white people, post pictures of yourselves. And they were trying to bring down white people, saying that they were ugly at a certain age and stuff. But then I started to see what Bax was saying, like, white and black people started defending each other, and they were just like, it's not about hating one race or the other, it's about justice. And so the group kind of changed. And I'm really proud of the world, the way that they responded. Like, Tom Brady wrote a letter calling for action. A lot of famous people started writing letters demanding it. And even like Biden, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know his heart, but he was like, this is crazy. This is not just. So I don't feel like there's as much division as we thought there would be. I feel like everyone is on the same page, except for like fringe racist people.
Yeah, the racist people in the media, but in the group originally was a group called Christians Against Google.
It's so stupid.
My girlfriend told me that, and you know, they changed it from Christians Against Google to the support for the McMichaels, and you know, like, so it's a lot of people in that group, you know, but it's just crazy, man. But we can't let the media create the division. We just got to deal with the problems. And like Donald, you said, we got to deal with the problems within our own community, man. Like, this should really show us that there are a lot of people out here that's preparing to gun down minorities, or you know what I mean. But there's shows that definitely says that minorities, we got to stop doing this to each other too, because we fighting a war from both sides. We fighting a war from, our people, our own people. Then we fighting a war from, people like the McMichaels. Like something got to give.
And I'll tell you, at the end of the day, this starts at the top.
Yeah.
This starts with Trump. I never use the word President Trump. I just don't. This starts with Trump and his the way he espouses his bigotry, the way he makes it so unabashedly open to carry out these types of attacks. When you think about the people that were armed with swastikas and Aryan white supremacist groups going into the Capitol in Michigan, and he called them great people who were just upset. Now, that's a form of domestic terrorism. You should not be allowed to go into the capital of any state armed and making threats against the governor. You just shouldn't. Because guarantee you, had that been a minority group that done that, they'd have all been arrested.
Right, they would have.
Spitting at the cops, hitting the cops, and all of those things. But this starts at the top. The allowance of the actual visceral reaction to racism and bigotry to just expose itself and be open and available and allow you to do these things knowing that you're supported and you're probably not going to get anything wrong done to you. You can go all the way back.
I didn't see that though. You know what I mean? I didn't see that with necessarily, like, for me, I don't really. So y'all talk about Trump a lot, right? So I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really hate him because I feel like we can get either way. Like, so Bill Clinton, right? He was a Democrat president, right? He signed a crime bill that put more black men in jail than anybody, but nobody really pays attention to that. I don't necessarily hate the dude Trump. I'm gonna be honest with you. Joe Biden did it too. Like back in the 70s, he signed something. He signed something too. So I don't necessarily. I feel like.
Okay, but what did he sign? What exactly did he sign? Did he sign put more black people in prison law, or did he sign a 3 strikes law? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
It was a crime bill. So
what did the crime bill say? 3 strikes or put black people in prison? Because 3 strikes applies to anybody. See, that's where when you talk about the media, that's where we say the media kind of messed things up. Because he didn't sign a bill say put more minorities in prison. He signed a 3 strikes law bill, meaning that if you have 3 strikes, you go to prison for life. Now, does that mean that applies to blacks? No, that means that anybody that commits 3 strikes. Is it Bill Clinton's fault that most of the people that have 3 strikes are black? That's not Clinton's fault. You got to remember.
So I guess.
What is the law saying?
I like that you brought that up because I think that brings up a whole nother issue about correlation, about, correlation to race and crime and poverty. So it still shows that there could be like an unequal balance to things, but it's not necessarily the law is arbitrary. It's not saying like we're going to put black people in prison, but the law affects another race more than the other race. So
I feel like everybody's puppets, man. Like I feel like at some point in time, they're both puppets, man. So at the end of the day, it's like we are responsible for our own decisions. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. I know we've been put in some tough situations and been put in some crazy places and been put up under some different experiments. But at some point in time, we got to be strong as we claim we are. If we about that life, or we strong, or we winners, or we like that, you know what I'm saying? Then we have to really be like that. So that means that the competition, whether it's racial competition, whether it's physical competition, whether it's
financial, economic.
intellectual competition. We got to figure out a way to join the competition or beat the competition, because that's just really what it is. This is really a world of competition. Races are in competition in a lot of different ways. So I don't want to be a victim where I'm saying, yo, oh, they doing this to me and they doing that, because I feel like that feels weak to me. Even if that's the case, I got to figure out a way to beat this shit on my own or with my group. You know what I'm saying? And still love people at the same time. See me, I'm about love. You feel me? If you know me, my energy is about love. Like, I'm the type of person where I could sit down on a plane with somebody. Every time I sit next to somebody on a plane, I build with them. I have a lady in the family. I was in a plane. There was a Caucasian family, right? This was like right before I got shot, bro. We had such a great conversation, a great experience. We shared Facebook. But when I got shot, I had a GoFundMe. This Caucasian family gave me the most money out of everybody in my GoFundMe just because of our one-time experience, man. You know what I'm saying? I think about a lot of people back in the days, like the rappers, P. Diddy and Snoop Dogg and all this. They all got pictures with this dude Trump. So I just feel like something is not right. I think it's about who you're associated to, because I got people that I'm associated with that I know that I grew up. They cold-blooded killers and shooters. But I'm not no cold-blooded killer and shooter. You feel me? I just feel like sometimes the people that you might be associated to you might get looked at as being that person sometimes. So
well, I want to say though, what Donald was saying about Trump's rhetoric, he does say very ignorant things, which do incite a lot of people who are already racist to be emboldened. So. Yeah. But unpopular opinion, maybe. I like it. I like that Donald Trump speaks the way he speaks, and I like the fact that these people are emboldened to be racist, because I'd rather see them for who they are than for them to be censored. Because I feel like we can't ever deal with a problem if everyone is just being covert racist. We can never have a conversation. We can never fix the problem. Everyone's just going to keep pretending to like each other when they really don't. So I'd rather see it all come to a culmination and people be exactly who they are, so that we really can get past this. And it needs to happen, because we've been covering it up for way too long. I want the racists to come out. I like it.
That's right. And see, the only problem with that is that it's going to come out in places and in ways that we aren't expecting. Like, or I won't say you aren't expecting, but like we're not prepared for. Like, you'll be surprised that, oh my goodness, I never thought. But then that's why you never thought, because everybody was holding it under the surface. But once it became acceptable and allowable, people start showing you their true colors, and you're like, whoa, because Bax just said it. There are lots of people who were taking pictures with Trump back in the day before he ran for president, and he was just a multimillionaire real estate mogul in New York, and he was allowing people to stay in his hotel. Like R. Kelly lives in one of his hotels in Chicago. You know, he has a permanent residence there. So, yeah, everybody, oh yeah, Trump is the man, blah, blah, blah. But when he ran for president and he started espousing that rhetoric, and here's a trick that we might not be thinking about. Trump might be using that rhetoric just to target that audience. He may or may not actually be that person, but he used that tool to get where he wanted to get, which was to be the president. But then he continues to use that to build up fervor and to build up, hatred and anger towards the outside world. And then he'll do token things here and there, like he'll speak up for a rapper to get him brought home, So it's a lot that goes into it. It's more than just, because basically it boils down to the person. You have to know the person. It doesn't matter their race, because there are a lot of very hateful and bigoted black people. I know them. Just plain and simple. I know them. But you have to get to the person. And like Laura said, because it's so open and out there, now you know exactly who your enemy is. Your enemy can no longer hide, because now you can look at them and tell, that's my enemy.
They're out with their hoods off now.
They're out there with their hoods on. Just like the guy walked in with his Ku Klux Klan hood in the Walmart. Really?
Yeah. I mean, he should have gotten his ass beat.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Right. So now I don't have any issues with knowing, is he a racist or not? I got it. That guy hates minorities.
I just think it's laughable. But I do want to say though, I like that this stuff is happening because Bax, you were saying you're full of love, and you were saying how, you know, I don't know if it surprised you or not, but you met this lady, she was white and she was very supportive of you. And on the other hand, there's other people that are racist. I feel like with this all happening, I feel like people can start another movement like they did back in the day with Martin Luther King, because he was very loving. He didn't turn a blind eye to what was happening, and he joined the races together. He was loving, but he was also extremely aggressive in his approach. And I feel like we're getting to that time again where another great movement's going to happen. I don't think we should stop it. I think we should let people be uncensored so that we can move forward.
And then to be honest with you, like those people are really becoming the minorities. Like those racist people, those people that got so much hate in their blood, they just becoming the minorities, man. So they're kind of like funny to me. Like I just laugh. Like, you don't affect me. I still live good. I still drive my Lexus. I still was a TL at my job. Like I'm still the man to me. Like so.
Right.
But then when you look at them, they don't affect me. Like all it is. There are just emotional people, like, so I kind of like look at them, kind of like laugh, like I'm like laughing at them, like, haha, you're racist, you sucks for you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're racist, so what? You feel me? I'm gonna keep moving on. I can't let you get in my emotions because you don't like me. I don't like you neither, and I, you know what I'm saying? So who cares? I'm moving forward.
I like your approach, but we still have to look at it from what Elisa said about racist people being part of the police force, because they can impress you. The DA's office, all those people in power, the Supreme Court justice, people have a way of creating laws that work for them based on their biases. So that's why we still have to fight it. It's not just your personal opinion or how you view life. It's the collective whole. People
they did infiltrate. They really did infiltrate. But guess what? You know what? I think, and I've been saying this for years. We got to infiltrate. But guess what? We were taught that we don't fuck with the police. We don't want to be the cops. We don't want to be the people like that. So my thing is, like, they were smart. Like, it's people from the Ku Klux Klan that actually infiltrated law enforcement, infiltrated the government by a plan that was formed and designed by them. You feel me? So there needs to be a plan that was formed and designed by us, where we get our education, we move forward, and we make it okay for these kids to feel like they want to be sheriffs and officers. That way they can counteract the bullshit. But
I agree.
Exactly.
Fuck the police. Just no, we have to infiltrate just as they did. This is chess, not checkers. I don't care who we playing it with. We playing it with the racists. Let's go. We just as smart. We just as crafty. We just as witty. We are not fucking victims. And if we keep that fucking mindset, mindset as victims, we're gonna stay victims. You know what I'm saying? We have to infiltrate. Like, that's why there was a kid that worked with us. I respect him so much because he's only 19 years old. He is going to be a Hillsborough County Sheriff. And I respect him for that because he's an African-American male and he's young. Most people his age will laugh at this man, call him a rat, call him this and call him all of that, just because he wants to be a cop. But I understand that where he's going, he's needed. You feel me? He's needed. He's needed. Yes, like, if what can we do if all these dudes taking over these jobs and they doing this and they're infiltrating the system and they're doing this? We can't do nothing but do the same thing that they did. Is get in there and try to level the playing fields.
He's going to be a protector because he's going to know how the African-American community views cops, and he's going to be able to see who's a criminal and who's not. He's going to be able to protect the people that other people can't protect. I think that's a great way to fight back, because it's not like, let's create gangs and let's go after the cops. You know, it's like, let's be cops. Let's be the good guys. I like that too.
Exactly. Yeah. We need more of those.
Play. We can't be victims. We got to get up off our ass, get up off our sorrows and all that other shit that we've been through. Because I know it's been a lot, but we have to stand up and do something. And we have to get intellectual. We have to get smart. We have to carry ourselves differently. We have to carry ourselves and we have to stand tall, because we are fighting against a lot. but we have to do it and move forward.
Sorry.
Or we not going to move forward? Are we going to be sitting here waiting for them to fix it? They don't have our best interests at hand. They don't. We have to have our own best interests at hand.
You're absolutely right. They don't have your best interests. Some people do, but not everyone.
Well, that's the biggest problem. We're sitting around waiting for something that we think is owed to us. We're sitting around waiting for somebody to fix the problem. We have to fix our own problems. We have to change our own mindset. We have to decide for ourselves what we want to do. We can't be waiting for somebody to tell us what we need. We already know what we need. We already know what we want.
Okay, so who's going to join the police academy and who's going to become a lawyer?
I'm too old to be the cop, but I can be a lawyer.
I can't be a cop. I got shot before, and my right hip was fractured, so I can't run from nobody.
It's definitely going to be interesting how everything pans out. Definitely.
I think we're doing our part with this podcast, though.
Well, yeah,
This podcast is a great spot.
And I do want to mention another big case that happened, the Alexis Martin case. She was commuted. She's out of jail, and that's something we have to talk about as well. Do you guys know about Alexis Martin?
Yeah, I read a little bit about her. It's a tragedy what happened to her.
Yeah. And for those that don't know, Alexis Martin, she was a survivor, I'm not going to say victim, a survivor of sex trafficking. And she, in order to escape that life, she conspired with someone else to commit a robbery. And that robbery went wrong, and her captor ended up getting shot and killed. And so she was put in jail. And because of COVID and all the inmates having a higher risk at getting COVID, they want to, of course, get them out of jail. And 7 people in Ohio, they were commuted. Their sentence was commuted so that they can get out of jail and free up the jails and, lower the risk of COVID. And she was one of those. And I just think it was way overdue. It's like the Centoya Brown case. I don't know if you guys remember her.
Yep.
She stayed in jail for 15 years, I believe.
Yeah.
And for the same thing, she was a victim, or a survivor, I will say. A survivor, and she shot her captor, and she was put into jail. And Alexis Martin, she got out, and I'm really happy about that. We're talking about our law enforcement, how they're slacking, but in this case, it actually helped someone.
Well, the law enforcement did slack, though. The only reason why she got out was because of COVID-19.
Yeah, and actually, I will say, I'm not a fan of the Kardashians. I've said that before, but I will say I do love when celebrities use their influence and their resources for good. And Kim Kardashian actually did use her resources. I don't know if you guys know, but she's actually studying law. Kim Kardashian is. And she helped.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
She helped Alexis Martin. She used her resources to make a documentary about her case, and she's really been campaigning for her release. So she's done a lot of great things with that. So I will give her that shout out, because I love when celebrities use their resources for good. I just think it's crazy that she had to be in jail for wanting to escape her bad situation that she was in. Like, it was sex trafficking. That's a huge topic, and we should never have put her in jail, but I'm glad she's out.
See, the debate is, though, that they don't think it's considered sex trafficking since she became a prostitute on her own. But what they don't understand is grooming. What they don't understand is, so basically, her mom lost custody of her and her siblings, and her mom was a drug addict, and her mom got arrested for drug trafficking. So at 15 years old, Alexis had to take care of herself and her siblings, so she had to prostitute because she didn't have a job.
She did the best she knew how.
Right. So they're saying because she did prostituting herself that she was not a sex slave victim, but she is, because that was the life she was in. And being that young, you're vulnerable to other people. So
it's rape. No matter which way you look at it, she was 15. She's a minor. She was a minor. It's rape.
Wow.
And there's
she basically killed a pimp
She didn't kill him.
She didn't kill him.
Conspired with someone else to come in and rob him so that while the robbery was happening, she could escape. But they were fighting, the captor and the guy that was doing the robbery. They were fighting, and he got shot in the process and killed. So that's what happened.
She would have gotten free. There's a law that would have protected
There
her.
is safe harbor law.
Right, but because she was so young and she could not afford a lawyer, they dropped the ball on her on purpose and put her in jail. So it was a very, it was negligence on their part. They just didn't care about her.
Right.
And it's crazy how it's so ironic that COVID-19, that is a really serious virus and it's affecting so many people. It's crazy that this serious virus was the thing to help her get out of jail.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just
interesting.
think it's
Well,
crazy.
we're definitely glad she's out, man. We're definitely glad she's out. This was an awesome show today, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally
Yeah, we learned
agree.
a lot today.
There was a lot of information. Yeah.
And there's still so many other topics that we had that we didn't even get to. So
I
we
know.
have a lot to talk about next week.
Wait, I just want to say
Like
one
your
more thing before we
voice.
close out. This is the last thing I'm going to say. Did you guys know what Elon Musk's son's name is, and can you pronounce it?
No, it looks like a bunch of calculus.
Okay, this is what it is.
Yeah, how do you
It's-
say it?
God, I wrote it down. It's like, it's XAE lowercase a 12. Can you guys pronounce that?
Sounds like a username.
Not at all.
Okay, I'll pronounce it for you. It's XAsh-A12. But listen, this is a really funny thing. So some customer tried to purchase something from Tesla or whatever, and he put in his son's name, and the website came back invalid name. So Elon Musk needs to fix that because his son has an invalid name. It's clear.
Invalid name.
His name's not even legal.
That's
Like
crazy.
in California, he can't have it on his birth certificate
Why
because
doesn't
it's
he-
not
No,
seen as a name.
He gave his son a Star Wars robot. It just reminds me of Star
Yeah,
Wars,
it
or
does.
like a robot name,
It does.
like AI.
Oh,
And
That poor guy, that poor boy.
oh, what a great show today! Unbelievable. We had a lot of topics, and we didn't even break the iceberg on all the topics that we have. But hey, there's always another show, and keep our listeners keep on listening to us. So I want to thank
I
everybody.
want to say our listeners, send in your topics.
Yes.
If you have any topics you want us to cover, let us know.
And our email address is thebladecrew2020@gmail.com, or you can put it on our Facebook page. Is Tea Time with the Blade Crew. That's our like page. So please don't forget to like us, and also don't forget to subscribe to us. So we're on Apple, and right now we're on Podbean, and we're still working on other platforms. So those are the two platforms we're on right now. Also YouTube. Again, YouTube. We are at the Tea Time with the Blade Crew, and we'll publish our show onto that particular page. And other than that. Does anybody have any final words before we shut down?
Just join our Tea
Nothing,
Time
man.
squad. We are lit.
Great show today, everyone. Be blessed. Take care. We'll see you guys again next week.
Yes,
Yes.
next week. And just to correct everything, B is in Bax, L is in Laura, A is in AJ, D is in Donald, and E for Elisa. So I finally made my error risk. Nobody else. I
Your
didn't
names.
X anybody out. All right, everybody, have a great week, and we'll see you next week on our show. Have a good week, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Blade.